Okay, so I'm going to make the outer shroud for on that. So what I need to do first is we need to know the exact diameter of the pipe. The outside diameter, 6 5/8 inches. And we know we want it to be bigger than that by, I don't know, 1.5 inches or something. So we need to make 2 sets of circles that are big enough out of this sheet metal in order to actually accommodate to go around the pipe. So the inside needs to be 6 5/8. I need half of that. So 4/16. There you go. Set for half the circle. We want to place it without wasting sheet metal. So nice and close to the edge. We're looking to drive it through right about here. Don't want it sliding all over, so it's going to take a punch. Pretty simple. It gives us enough room for some airflow. So the next one, we just want it bigger than that. We're just going to set it the max we have available. Then we need to cut them all out so that we can actually use them. So now we have 2 rings we can fit and set to fit over the pipe. There you go. And then what we need to do, we'll slide one up to the right about here, another one back here. So one comes this way on, one comes this way on. And we have to split it to get past that. I'll throw my rivet and put a new one in, just so I can get it on. And then we're going to bend a chunk of flashing so that it can curve over the top, which we can do in a minute. So first I just have to set these an exact size. They fit real nice and snug over the top. So we're gonna go do that for a sec, and then we'll see where we're at. So now, get this to fit on. It's a bit snug, but it's supposed to be. Point actually. Need it snug, but not impossible. So we're just gonna stand it up and slide it into position. There it is. One housing wall. And then our other one here. And then we're just going to take this out for 1 second. I can remove it. It's not a big deal. I still have a couple rivets. I'll just take a... I'm going to put my 1/8 drill bit and I'll just take it out and be done with it. And I'll put it back in a minute. Okay, now we'll get the other one on. So there you go. We have some clearance now. We can get some use on. Very nice. That'll work. So, what I've kind of figured is, oops, should let me see what I'm doing. I want to make a flashing that will be the right width. Now, I just had some metal flashing, and I'm cutting all these little tabs so it can incur bending real smoothly. And I'm just gonna finish cutting all these little tabs all the rest of the way, so I have enough length to you see I marked it out, so I have enough length to actually wrap around this pipe fully. And then I'm going to bend, once it's rolled, I'm going to use on the scrap piece of the same pipe, then I'm going to bend the other side down like this side is right here, which will also have all the slits, and then we can finish wrapping it on the main pipe itself. But for now, it's going to help keep its shape. system sealed. This is up for testing. And I will actually remove this and fire coat it in later when it's just up and going well. But the next thing we absolutely must do before we can fire this thing up yet, basically the last system we actually need to do is got a fuel line in there. And we needed to come out here so that we can actually put fuel into this thing, assemble the shaft inside again, and then actually run it. So always fun. Now straighten it up as I pull through without damaging it. How are you? Good. You good? Yeah. What are you doing?
I want to take this piece off.
Huh? It's just fucking garbage. You can just put that in the gutter.
I will.
Thank you. How much more do I got? This is our shaft for inside. Bearing is welded up and mounted, so now we're going to feed it through. There we go. And she spins freely. Position. Once it's lined up, it's all good. It's just a matter of getting it there. Okay, so I spent just a moment off camera here. The other sparker I was using just didn't really give quite the arc and spark I wanted, so I used the rest of the system here. I got a nice little trigger button this time, and we get a real nice strong arc this time, every time. Again, it's just went off the barbecue. Works good. I just went with a stronger one and a nice proper button. Makes it a little more button push, you know, like I wanted in the first place. So now that that works nice and good, get some light in there. That works nice and good up in there, arcing over. So we're gonna assemble, and then we're going to I think we might be ready to do a quick test run on this one. We just got to get the front bearing mount set with a little bracket yet we gotta come up with, and then should be able to fire it up in a very short order. That'll be a lot of fun. So now it's dang near time for testing. Okay, so I need to make a plate that secures this bearing group bracket to the end of my engine. So my plan at this point is basically to make a plate that goes between this mounting bracket and the bearing. Clamps tight. It bends each end up. It goes over the pipe. You can take a couple small self-tap or something like that, put them in, cut them to the right length so they don't get in the way of any operations, even though they're going to be back from the blades anyway. I'd rather just cut them flush when you get them set where you want them to be, and then it's pretty neat and clean, and you can just pull them and adjust things as you want. If I have that plate, if I have that plate sitting where they're quite snug on these pegs, which is the idea, then it gives me a bit of room to adjust and align the engine or the shaft in the engine, just to get a little more balance, that kind of a thing. There's a bit of play on here, which is deliberate, so that you can kind of tune it. So it doesn't need to be the same width as this one, but it does. You do want it to be the right width for the bearing itself. So what I'm going to do is just take my speed square here and kind of just set it where I like it, so it's kind of even. Doesn't have to be particularly the right shape as far as the same as the bearing. A straight line is good. What we do want to do is check the size with a tape measure of the actual engine, so we know it's 6 5/8, almost perfectly on the outside. So we want to go probably 1 inch each side. So if I just go 9 inches, gives you a little bit of room to work and have room to bend it around. So if I go 9 inches here, which means I need my bigger speed square, then we know that it's big enough to give us room to wrap it up and actually make it work on the engine. Like that. And then we want to find center. We know where this has to actually go to balance the engine. So we know we went 9 inches. So we know half of 9 is 4.5. Pretty simple. And we want to go centered this way. So this happened to work out 1 inch or 2 5/16. So technically I want 1 inch and 5/32. So that'll be right there. Now my tape obviously doesn't do 30 seconds, but you can go halfway between the 16s. It's pretty simple and obvious. So there's where I want that. There. Now this hole can easily, and you actually want it to be larger than this. On that one, a little bit of room for it to move. Absolutely no chance of it to be an issue on the shaft. There we go. Maybe. So now, we have some room and adjust and set it exactly where we want it. When we want it. An absolute sweet, smooth, quiet flow of operation. So basically, at the point we're at, we just need some fuel connected. We have spark and we have the fuel line out. So, in theory, although theories are great, yeah, hook up some fuel and we can start testing the actual operation of this thing, which is, I'm sure none of you want to see, but I do. I want to see it go. Okay, so I am now going to transfer this to an actual mobile stand of sorts so that I can actually get my first test. So that's what I'm going to cradle it on at this point, I think. Okay, we're just going to change the line a little bit. Alright, close this again. So we don't have a lot of fuel. Let's see if we can get dual mode. Well, it will light it.
I felt the heat.
There you go. So it will light.